Ethereum, wax, wax, wax. That seems like you all hear that and nothing else from us here on the Nifty Show. But as you heard on our previous episode, there are multiple other chains that you can mint NFTs on. And to date, I've minted on 22 of those chains. And now I'm just looking for new ones just for the sake of it to add to that number. I may not be the most interesting man in the world, but I do seek to be the most minted man in the world. And today we have a project that's going to dip into the Cardano ecosystem. And I know this is fresh for you, right, Riles?
Yes, I just set up a Cardano wallet for the first time.
Okay, and there are those who are true Cardano believers. There are many benefits to Cardano, and people are kind of poking with a stick and saying, hey, come on, ADA, do something. Well, here's a guy who's doing something on Cardano. He goes by the name Decimalist, and he wants to have a cage match with your profile pictures in a project called PFP Pit Brawl. The website, pfppb.io. We'll be showing it to you in a minute. Decimalist, welcome to the Nifty Show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
So are you an old school Cardano guy? Like you've been around the ecosystem forever?
In crypto terms, yeah. In crypto years, I'm ancient.
How many years have you been into?
So I've been in Cardano for about 2 years now.
Okay.
Before we had smart contracts with our NFTs and things like that. So yeah, it's been a journey.
And go ahead, Miles.
Yeah, because obviously the concept of this profile picture pit brawl kind of speaks for itself. And just correct me if I'm wrong. You saw that there were all these different collections, some of which had utility, some which didn't. And you saw an opportunity to unify all of these different communities that were invested in these different collectibles by giving them utility to battle with each other. And yeah, it feels obvious, right? My mind is blown that I haven't seen this happen before.
You know, what's funny is I had the exact same thought. Like, I was just sitting around and I had been mulling it over, like how to do it with the tech and stuff like that, how I was going to develop it. And I looked around for competitors, right? That's what you do is you look to competitors, see how you can build it bigger, better, faster, stronger. And I couldn't find any. And I'm like, why? And I think it's kind of this mentality where when someone's spinning up an NFT collection, they're trying to solve some specific need that they have, right? And they're starting an organization, right? And when they're constantly focused on delivering value to their holders of their NFT, and it's going through the meta of minting like collection 1, collection 2, so on and so forth, they get themselves siloed, right? And they're not looking at the bigger picture oftentimes. And really we wanted to go break the mold, go a completely different direction. And that's why we did this. And but what better way to bring all the communities together on a single platform to showcase their tribalism and their passion for that NFT collection that they have, level it up and do whatever with it. And in fact, with PFP Pit Brawl, we're actually using a Web 2 onboarding mechanism as well, right? We can have pre-made heroes that you don't have to have a wallet or an NFT to play, but they can still participate in the same ecosystem. And if they choose to mint that asset later in game, they can.
That's got to be music to your animalistic ears over there, Riles.
He's really speaking my language. We've been working on much the same thing, but I'm curious on multiple fronts because first off, you have the premise of the game, but we don't know anything about the gameplay yet. And second is just from a user perspective, like where would somebody who doesn't have a wallet go to get started playing this?
Yeah, so the game right now, the minimum viable product is going to be released within the next maybe like 14 days. Fingers crossed it released next week, but it's just how it is. That's the dev world,
Well, let me give context. Let me give context to that because we're recording this episode late April, and this will probably air in early May. So
Okay.
by the time you guys hear this, it might be now
Okay.
or any day now. And so, yeah. So talk about the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the game, you don't need a wallet to play, right? If you want to use a wallet to play, if you scroll up to the top of the web page there, you can see our Twitter link, and if you click on that Twitter link, it'll take you right to our page, and then we have our Discord that you can hop in. That's right there, and that'll actually have a channel available to everyone that shows you, hey, this is, if you're new to Cardano, these are all the wallets that are available. These are all the exchanges that sell ADA. Like, here's how you get it. Here's how you get into the ecosystem, if that's the route you want to go. But you don't have to have a Cardano wallet to play this game either. Aside from not needing to have a wallet at all, right? So I talked about pre-made heroes. Someone from the Web2 world that's completely outside of the crypto ecosystem can come in, right? They can load up the website, start the game, select a pre-made hero, and then start playing, right? And then if you are a part of the crypto ecosystem, but not necessarily a part of the Cardano ecosystem, we still got you covered. So on the website, you'll have, you click connect your wallet, and you'll either use MetaMask or, Wallet Connect or whatever. And you can connect any one of your wallets that you have and load up your NFTs. We got our off-chain code will read through the wallet and see what are non-fungible tokens, and then load them into the game so you can play them as a playable character. And we're even working on getting this coverage for or the support and infrastructure for Bitcoin inscriptions as well now, because that's a big thing recently.
So you're jumping a big user experience hurdle by permitting players who are not acquainted with blockchain to play the game and reap the benefits regardless. But so then the next big hurdle, of course, is why will people choose to play this game over another turn-based game?
So I love this question. It's a great question because I've talked to so many different types of gaming personalities, and they have different personas and different types of games that they play and everything. And in reality, you're not gonna make a game that makes everybody happy, right? Some people want the Fortnites. Some people want some crazy Unreal 5 engine game that's just AAA. Millions of dollars have been poured into it and blows your mind because they won't play anything else because they think it's trash, right? So and I've been comfortable with that. So what I'm doing is I'm building off of previous experience that I have as a professional gamer myself. I used to be pro in World of Warcraft. I was in the top 0.5% of players in North America for the arena system with World of Warcraft. And so I'm drawing on a lot of that experience in building this game. We're making it very robust, and there's a lot of depth and layers because the only thing you do in this game is battle each other, right? And climb a leaderboard and achieve a higher honor rank in the honor system, because that's the whole premise and the goal of the game. We're adding lots of layers that include, damage over time effects, heal over time effects, interruptions, status ailments, combos eventually that are going to be added, different things like that into the turn-based system that will evolve over time. And we'll talk more about evolution too, because there's a really particular interesting thing with this NFT that's tied to this game that has an evolution attribute to it as well.
Now,
Would that be this here?
Hold on, because I want to highlight this, because what he just said is very important. Because you're contextualizing the design of this game behind your love of and expertise with the World of Warcraft arena system, and then you described a ton of mechanics that could practically be brought right over from that, only you're building this in a turn-based format. And of course, you don't want to like compare yourself to World of Warcraft, because that's just putting yourself in a difficult position. But you are trying to build something that's really mechanically deep. Like this is not meant to be like the most accessible experience. This is going to be for people who know what they're about.
Yeah, this is going to be a game that's very mechanically deep indeed, because you are just playing with 2D assets, these images, right? NFT or not, pre-made hero, right? Digital collectibles. They're not going to be doing any type of animation. So you add the animation in, right? You're basically bolting on all these things on top of that, so that you still have your asset that you're coming to play with. And then we just layer a ton of mechanics and a great robust like skill system, and on and on. And I don't want to drop too much, on and on. And you just patch the game over time and build on that. So it's gonna be really fun.
It sounds very thoughtful. Like, you're really bringing your passion for games into this. Of course, for those who listen to the show, this is a message that we've brought home again and again. It's why many of the early projects are doomed to failure. Many of the games aren't really games, and you're building a game. And so explain to us what this badge of honor is that we're looking at here at the JPEG store.
Yeah, absolutely. So the badge of honor is actually, it is not required to play the game at all, right? This badge of honor is our NFT that we're using for governance, and it's built with SIP68 technology, which gives it a ton of utility, right? So I know SIP, that's just going to go over a lot of people's heads. So what SIP68 is basically is just a Cardano improvement proposal that makes these digital collectibles able to be upgraded and evolved. So I'm not just talking about like the metadata, the image, but we actually have a dashboard that we're building where anyone who owns one of these can go in and attach their ADA handle, or even their Ethereum domain, or unstoppable domain, or whatever to it. They can assign different attributes and add to the metadata and alter it if they have it in their wallet, right? And that happens on chain. Like this actually happens on chain. It's not just off chain code. So then if you turn around and sell that asset to somebody else, they will have that, and then they will need to alter it if you didn't decide to clear it before you put it up for sale or anything. So what we're doing is solving like something that blockchain gaming has really always talked about solving, is like, how do we track player progress, right? Across multiple platforms and games. How can you take NFTs or digital collectibles from one game and go play them in a different game and have them be something completely different with different stats and different abilities and things tied to it? That's really what we're out to solve. And this badge of honor, on top of governance, voting rights, which is super important. That's one thing I hated about World of Warcraft, was no matter how much we screamed and yelled at the devs, like, hey, this is broken, now we have this flavor of the month character. You can actually help design the game and improvement. If something gets broken in a patch, you go and vote on chain to fix it, right? And then we know exactly like how we got it done, right? It's not centralized at all. So the community that holds these is really going to help shape the game, make decisions of the reward system and everything. And also they'll have exclusive rights in game. Like they can level it up. It can grow and evolve into different things. It can become anything, a weapon, armor, whatever. And then in another game, it's something completely different.
That was such an incredibly dense answer to the question of what the badges of honor are. So to try to like sum that up, they are this really agile sort of meta progression representation of your engagement with your games as a player, a representation of your investment in the game, which allows you to do DAO-ish sort of voting, and help to guide the course of the game, and also has the agility to offer airdrops or serve different purposes in different games on your platform.
Yes, that's correct.
That's a lot.
Way to break it down there. You just kind of put all of that in its little waffle compartment there, and you get him. You guys are of the same breed here. Well, there's a lot going on. pfppb.io is the website. You can go here, go to the Twitter, follow them on Discord. Links will be in the show notes, the white papers here, and you could see a pretty extensive roadmap for each quarter of this year. This is really ambitious, and we're going to be keeping an eye on this, and certainly looking forward to giving it a try once you roll it out.
Thank you. Yeah, super excited to just get the word out there. It's time for everyone to have a little bit of fun in the bear market.
Absolutely. Bearable. We want to have fun no matter what, right? I don't care what the market is. We want to play. Decimalist, thanks so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And Riles, you feel this. Like, I can tell, if you're not excited about a project, I can smell it over here. And this is like he's speaking your language.
Much of the same way that it took you a while to sort of start developing this list of positive indicators of whether an NFT project was going to succeed, I've been gradually, organically doing the same thing with gaming projects specifically. And what are some positive factors? It's being led by a visionary whose primary interest is games themselves, somebody who knows how games work, who knows what makes games fun. That's a huge indicator right there. And his like exceptional status in a very highly competitive arena definitely gives him those credentials. And there's others, of course, but yes, I am excited.
Excellent. Well, I have a feeling there's going to be a post-show wow discussion between all of us, especially with your revived interest in classic and hardcore mode. But everybody, thanks for listening. Please do subscribe, ring bells, review. 5 stars is always appreciated. Tell a friend, and as always,
keep it nifty.
Looking into the future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Joel and Riles are the hosts, you'll know. Joel and Riles say this won't blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go! It's the Nifty, really kinda spiffy. The Nifty Show.